In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2022 edition of the C3 Film Room. You've been asking us for it. You want this draft content, and we're here to deliver, baby. You already know what time it is. I am joined by the professor himself, aka Tony Dunn. And yeah, I'm going to try and sell the professor on some of these draft prospects. Tony, how are you, my man?
I am a hard customer to sell at this point. I don't like to spend money. I'm cheap. I'm Italian, but I may as well be Jewish. And second, I am so tired of all of this draft speculation for the last 8 years that I've done this podcast, and only 1% of it is right. My name's Tony Dunn. I'm the host of the C3 Panthers podcast, and tonight, Cody Lashney is going to try to convince me that we should care or even draft whoever he's talking about. Evan Neal, is that who? No, he's got a
not Evan Neal. Not
Ikem Ekwonu.
No. Let me go ahead and school you real quick.
Tell me
about this player that we are going to be talking about today. I'll even give you some phonetic lessons. We are going to be talking about Ikem Ekwonu, the left tackle.
Great name.
From NC State. This man is a beast. He has a wrestling background. He has a unique, acute understanding of leverage. He has incredible power to him. And real quick, just want to name off some of his accolades real quick. 2021, The Athletic called him the most feared man in the ACC. So you know that's a good start right there. He's
not
aggressive.
Not the worst description you could have.
That's right. He is a bully. And I do believe that you'll like this, Tony Dunn. He led the team in pancake sacks at 50 in 2020. And in 2019, led the team in pancake sacks as well. This man is a monster. And what I'm hoping the film is going to show today, that if Matt Rhule wants to be a run-first football team and be aggressive and dominant on the line of scrimmage, this is going to be the guy that you're going to draft. Now, we're going to watch a little bit of film from Mississippi State and from Miami. But first, we're going to start off with some highlights to show everyone what my man does well, to give you an idea of some of the reasons why you would be drafting this man. This man is 6'4", 320 pounds, and he is athletic. You can see this man move to the edge. He knows when the blocks are coming and puts people into the dirt. This man is absolutely aggressive. Do you see him with his hands in the dirt too? So this is a run-first football player. He's able to use his arms, disengage, push men up the field. He is an aggressive run blocker. He moves well on the second level. And I don't know his arm length as of yet. We'll have to wait for the combine.
I'm sure it's long enough.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait for the combine to confirm or deny that. But you can see how my man is always prepared for whatever comes his way. He is aggressive. He is physically dominant at the line of scrimmage, hits the defensive end, then moves up to the linebacker right above him. This man is an aggressive athlete, Tony Dunn, and it kind of jumps off film when you look at what this man is capable of doing. He runs.
I know he's playing college talent here, but at the same time, have you seen a big man move and look as confident like that on the Panthers team ever since Jordan Gross? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing we're missing. And I'm already salivating. I'm already drooling because I need a big, giant You can fill in the adjective there. Man, in
A
my
big-
life like this,
a
build that
big-
wall. Build that wall. Look, he doesn't look slow. He doesn't
He's
look
not at
slow.
all. He's
He
not
doesn't
at
look
all.
slow. He looks athletic. Like, and that is coming off the ball. And I am not a film scout.
Pancake.
I'm not trying to be that person. This show is about you convincing someone who doesn't care to love this dude. And right away, I got big, lovey eyes for this person.
It didn't take me long to convince you.
I
But
know.
look. I'm
I'm a
gonna
hoe.
I'm gonna rewind this. Look at this pancake. Look how aggressive. Moves up, engages with the defensive tackle, and then puts this man into the dirt.
And
You're
then
right,
lays
Tony
on
Dunn.
Put his D in it. I love it.
Dude, you're right. We have not had that kind of power and aggression on the left side of the offensive line for a very long time, not since Jordan Gross was our left tackle. But one of the questions, and you know me, man, I want to go through these prospects with a fine-tooth comb. I'm never just going to look at highlights and tell you that we should draft a player based on that alone. Some of the questions that we're wondering about with Ikem is similar to some of the questions around Mekhi Becton a few years ago, in that they run so much. There are rarely scenarios where they ask him to be a pass protecting left tackle. He doesn't do a lot of kick sets just because they're never throwing the ball that often.
Okay.
They're a run first football team. So there's always going to be some questions about whether or not he's going to be able to be a good pass protector on the next level. The reason why I'm hopeful, and it's for plays like this.
Look at his feet. Look at his feet.
He never stops moving. He is incredibly aggressive, moves up to one block, gets a second one, moves down the field even further, gets a third, then a fourth, then a fifth. This man is a monster. And I feel like when you have that kind of athleticism, you're going to be able to. You are going to
footwork.
Yeah, you're going to be able to teach
Look,
this
are you trying
guy.
to tell me this guy can move his feet that nimbly forward, but he can't move them that nimbly backwards? I have seen. Look, I don't know. I haven't seen him kick set yet in these videos, but this guy looks big and nimble.
Big, nimble. He's extra powerful. He really is everything that you would want to see in a left tackle. So let's jump into some of the film. And I'm just gonna show you what
Where
I
is
do.
he projected to go?
So I've literally seen mock drafts having him go as high as 6 to us,
which would be us,
and that's the most popular pick for the Panthers if we do stay put at number 6. A lot of the names who I'm also going to preview on this channel at some point in time are probably going to be gone by that point. So he really is someone who is in line for us right with the first, with our first pick. And he's had a bunch of experience playing tackle and guard. So, you really do have a bit of both from Ikem. And he's also one of those players that you're going to hear a bunch of mock draft gurus tell you that he should play guard on the next level. I'm not a believer in that. And I've said it before.
Why would they tell you that? I have not seen anything about his physical attributes right now that suggests he has to be a guard. He looks long.
He does.
He looks sprightly with the feet. And what I would say is I want my guards to look like bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? Like a pit bulls, should I say, is these short, stout mugs that are going to be just in like rugby players. But the tackles should be a little bit leaner of a
little more nimble.
Like Doberman.
They call them the dancing bear, Tony Dunn. They want these big, nimble, strong guys that can move and dance and shuffle their feet. And I think that
I like it already.
Yeah, and I think that Ikem can do that. But a lot of the times, when you hear someone say a guard, it's normally because there's something about their physical attributes that someone thinks projects them inside. So he's 6'4". He's listed at 6'4". He might be 6'3" and some change. He's 320 pounds. But when you see it from some of his highlights, he's very aggressive at the point of attack coming off the football. So a lot of people feel like that makes him better suited to be a guard because of that initial
Because
impact.
he's like a warrior. Oh
Yeah,
damn! I want some
but
warrior ass tackles too.
right. But I do think he can play left tackle. So let's get into the film here. And you see, man, this dude is always looking for someone to beat up on. He is aggressive. He plays into the whistle. He has a never-ending motor. This dude loves to play football. This is the type of dude that you want blocking for you upfield. You see him on the left, picks up a good inside pass rush. Again, plays effectively and aggressive to the whistle. Does a good job outside.
What's his number? 94?
79.
No, I'm looking at the wrong team, man. Look at that. 79. I'm looking at the wrong.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah. So I try and put my mouse on him. He's right here. So now you're going to see him pull blocking or down blocking rather. And again, so a lot of these plays,
he's taking a breath there.
But and again, so this is film watching. This isn't highlights. You're going to see some nothing plays. But overall, I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for hand placement. I'm looking for him to get his hands into the pads of the defender in front of him. I'm looking to see if he can pick up stunts. Like right there, for example.
How about this? If we drafted him, regardless, we can joke, we can talk about where you draft somebody if they're overdrafted, underdrafted, like this and that. You add this guy to this offensive line today, he would start. He would. Very simple. And Matt Rhule would probably make him sit for 2 years. Matt Rhule would probably make him into a guard. Matt Rhule would probably fuck it all up. But he's like better than half of the people on our offensive line right now. And maybe 3/4.
Well, he's certainly better than John Miller and Trent Scott. That's for damn sure. The question is he better suited to play left tackle than Brady Christensen? Again, we thought Brady Christensen looked decent this year, but again, like my man Kegel Fort said earlier, he does offer you that position versatility of being able to play inside and outside. But again, here we are versus Mississippi State, and you see number 79 always looking for more action. In the red zone, and they're trying to be cute, throwing bubble screens out to the side. But really, ideally, in these scenarios, you just want to be aggressive and run the football. And generally, they're able to do that. And what kind of play was that? That was a touchdown. Or no, it was an interception. Could assume. But now you start to see some of the stuff on film that you love right there. That is one of the best plays that you will see from Ekwonu. This dude is this next play right up here. Look how fast he's able to move his hips, get to the second level. This is that touchdown pass. So it's the next play after this one. I want you to look at the physicality and the ability to move. 79 is right here, lined up at left tackle. Snaps the ball, gets a block on the defensive end, moves up to the next level, stonewalls the linebacker, turns and judo tosses my man back down to the earth.
Yeah, he did.
Dude,
yeah, he did.
That is aggressive, man. You want some mean, take your lunch money type of dudes playing left tackle. And
we
that's
have not seen him
there.
kick back one time, though.
Yeah, they really don't ask
not
him
a single
to do it
time.
A lot.
Like we have not seen my man in these highlights one time in pass production.
Yep, and again, it's something that they just
another run.
But yeah,
run.
that's that pancake. And then look at this next play right here. Look
so
how
maybe
aggressive
we
he
overdraft. Maybe you get him, trade back, and still get him.
And that's a part of the question, Tony. A lot of people are wondering, if you trade back a few spots, would you be able to pick him up? Maybe at 10, maybe somewhere between 13 and 15. Would he be available right there?
Can I ask the chat room something real quick?
Sure.
First of all, if you guys want us to go offensive line, hit a Y up in the chat. Yes. If you want us to go edge rusher, hit D. And if you want for us to go QB, hit QQQ in the chat, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button, folks. Subscribe to the C3 Panthers podcast. Go to CarolinaCatChronicles.com. I just put out a story about Scotty Montgomery getting a second interview. Click an ad. You know what? You can't donate money to the show. We don't ask for it. Just click an ad. That's it. When you go to the website, just click the ad and be like, I'm out of here, motherfucker.
That's right.
Yes. Everybody just said
we see a
yes,
lot of
yes,
yeses,
yes.
man. A lot of people craving that offensive line position. The very next play, number 79, he gets a block. And
Not
look
a
how he
single
never
pass play, dude.
But no, Tony, look at that. No, dude, listen.
For 20 minutes, I ain't seen a pass play.
But listen, Tony. But listen, one, that's what you have to project with him. Does he have the physicality to be able to do something? He hasn't been asked to do a lot. Right, but this is what you're going to draft him, man. So that's the judo toss. Wait till it gets to this next play right here. Look how powerful this man is when running the football. He gets his hands on this defensive end and pushes him an extra 4 yards upfield and pancake blocks this dude. I feel like whenever you hear Matt Rhule talk about the brand, okay, and being aggressive and being tough, this is what he's talking about when he's talking about those kinds of players. He is aggressive. He is a bull in a china shop, and that's part of the reason why you're drafting him. You know, we haven't seen much of Christian McCaffrey for 2 years, but let me tell you, this is another player that Christian McCaffrey would love to run behind. Clearing out run lanes, being aggressive, moving downfield. He is a sophomore. So
I'll look it up.
Yeah, also from Charlotte.
You keep going.
From Charlotte, North Carolina, by the way. So here we go. That was a lot of the defenders try and beat him inside. The edge rushers don't really get to his outside too much. And again, like Mississippi State didn't really have too many edge rushers to affect him on the outside, which is okay. In a minute, we'll go to the Miami film, and that's something they were able to do a little more of, is get into that outside foot. But overall, you see that this guy does a lot of things well. It's that zone blocking offensive lineman is who this guy is going to be on the next level. And I think that's going to really ingratiate him to Matt Rhule and whoever our offensive line coach is going to be. You see how aggressive he is. He's able to get his hands to the inside of his defender's chest, blow them off the football, always looking for the next block on the second level. And he's a powerful people mover.
I'm having trouble finding his age. He's played 3 years at NC State. Gone down 5 pounds from 325 to 320 this past year. Gosh, I cannot find. He is 2019 class. He's probably, think about that, 17 years old. He's probably born in, he's probably 23, 22.
Yeah, 22, 23.
I don't know. Someone find it. Chat finds everything. Chat keeps us alive. But I will tell you this, Cody. I got one big trepidation at 6. I ain't seen one snap in pass protection. And
so
not that I don't think he can do it. Not that I don't think he can do it, because he does. He looks fleet of foot for a big man.
He is. And we see a good pass protection set right here.
Let's see. Where? I don't see none.
So this is him right here. No, next play, pardon me. And again, they don't have a ton of edge rushers to really get to the back foot. So they're using blitzing linebackers. But right there, he's able to see.
That's good technique.
Yeah.
Man, square. He squares, feet are underneath him. He don't look out of sorts.
He was able to turn. Yeah. He was able to get
one play. How about that? It's like, that was a kind of another. It's fine. I think, you know what? I think he could do it. The question is, do you do it at 6? Do you do it at 6? Or is that too rich? It's never too rich for an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I don't think it would be too rich. I mean, look at that aggression, man. Like putting people into the dirt, just fast and mean and powerful. I mean, that's what this guy does. You really ever see him getting beat inside or outside? And look, just push him on the ground, making him a non-factor in the game. He is by far, out of all the offensive linemen that I've seen thus far, and I'm not done with my evaluation, but he is the most aggressive offensive lineman that I've watched on film thus far.
Stop yelling and come shut my door.
He is the type of player that I think is coachable too. He uses his aggression to basically keep his quarterback clean, but also provide run lanes. When you're running the football, you want to run behind Ikem. And look, he's always finding action, kept his running back clean in the final play. So you see that the man is powerful, the man is aggressive. Let's take a look at some of this film from his game against the Miami Hurricanes this year. And I saw some good stuff in this film. Let's check it out.
Throw on first down
and delve into the film here. 79 in your program. All right, tries to do a little cut block. They're getting cute to start the game. Nothing too special. But then there it is again, man. You see him make those run lanes moving. He's a very aggressive, powerful tackle.
I didn't do nothing on that play.
Yeah, but again, not every.
Here's a pass block play. He looked all right. Oh, look! I like the second push.
Yeah,
like trying to punch you back.
He's always looking for extra.
He's not soft. I like that right away.
Right.
He's not Greg Little. How about that? He's not.
No, he is the opposite of Greg Little. That's for damn sure, man. Got some people in the chat. Dopey Nightlife TV, Kevin Bosch over in Kegel Fort. I appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out for this film room session. Number 79. And again, so look, they use him to do some cut blocks, fake a pass back to the running back. And look at my man. Look at my man finding smoke downfield. That was a touchdown that was on Ikem right there, man. Let's show that one more time. Look at him moving downfield, man. That's athleticism from a left tackle on a safety, no less.
He's more athletic than anybody we got on our offensive line. I will put him up against Brady Christensen right away. I will. Already looks more fleet of foot than Brady Christensen. And I'm not saying Brady Christensen looks slow, but he's the youngest buck on that team, right? Yes. I mean, if the most athletic offensive lineman on our team has to be Brady Christensen right now.
Sure.
And I understand that Taylor Moton is the best offensive lineman, but this is a big man moving fast.
He is.
Nimble. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Kim put
jumped
me
over the
on that number 6 pick.
There we go, man. I like that. And to look at my man pull blocking on this play. Coming inside, number 79, gets in. I mean, he's athletic, man. He's always looking for someone to block, someone to hit. Does a good job turning his hips, going back to the incoming rusher. Powerful hands. And is able to close off, man. It does look like he has pretty long arms. It seems as though once he locks out.
Oh, man, Matt Rhule is going to get a chubby. Why is he so choppy right now? So choppy. Choppy, chop, chop.
Always, and again, man, always looking for someone to block. Putting his hands on people. He's aggressive.
Oh, look at this. Rome says he is the left tackle 2 of the class.
Yeah, and I know what you mean.
Who's number 1? And why didn't you show him to me first?
Evan Neal, because
he looks too heavy. He looks too big.
Listen. So
he doesn't look as fleet.
What you're going to find about this draft class is there's 3 offensive tackles that everyone is really high on. Evan Neal. We have Ikem Ekwonu,
I like this guy.
who we're looking at right here, and then there's Charles Cross out of Mississippi State.
I like this guy the most already.
Okay, so but here's the difference. This dude is a run blocker. Oh, and there's a pass set. Look, you see him able to lead that defensive end around his quarterback. But Ikem is a run blocker. He is a people mover. You're going to use him to run the football. Charles Cross from Mississippi State is a pure pass protector.
We already had that guy. We already had Greg Little. Wasn't he from there?
No, but Greg Little was a
Where
failure.
Was he from? He wasn't from
He was a failure
State.
of evaluation. You never truly saw the aggressive nature from Greg Little that you would see from Charles Cross, who will do that later in time. But then Evan Neal is a blend of them both, in that he can run. You can run the ball behind him, and he can pass protect very well. But I didn't show you him first, Tony, because I didn't want to get your hopes up for a player who probably is not going to be there at pick number 6.
I like this guy already more.
Yeah, whereas this is a player who could be there for us.
You know what is I firmly believe if Carolina drafts an offensive lineman at 6, then Matt Rhule is destined to be guillotined this year.
Fired.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no way that's enough. You should have done that last year. You should have done, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that he could have played the long game had he done it the right way, but you can't come in there and draft offensive tackle who will struggle no matter what. You're the best offensive tackle in the history of the world. You're going to struggle in your first year. You know what I'm saying? Like, rarely.
Unless you're Rashawn Slater.
Well, and I mean, well, you're right. You're right. Unless you're Rashawn Slater, but if you are, how do I phrase this? Is that part of the reason that we celebrate him so much is that he wasn't picked number 1 overall? Right. If he would have been picked number 1 overall, and like it would be very difficult for him to live to the Rashawn Slater expectation. And I'm not saying what I'm just saying is you can't slow play. Rhule is in an he's playing the short stack. If you play poker, right?
Yeah.
The other guy's got more money than you, and you might have the better hand. He might have the worst. He can play bad hands. You have to play more aggressive right now. Drafting an offensive lineman this year gets him fired. It's the best thing for the team, but it gets him fired.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's so much to happen. I think Matt Rhule is fired no matter what.
Yeah. Well, no, I think there's one pathway, but that's not for tonight's show.
Yeah, we're on the disagreement about that. But so we do start to see some more pass sets from Ikem, and this is areas where you know that he's going to need to grow. Like even right here, he doesn't really. He's more running to the left rather than kicking back in a true pass set. So
right,
that's where,
sense.
So that he's almost just letting the guy run to his back foot and just trying to get his hands off of him on him to push him away, and hoping that creates the type of space. And again, see, a conversation to be had is Brady Christensen. Even if he does have shorter arms, he might have better left tackle technique to start the season. Whereas that you would be able to put this guy at left guard, and he would be a day 1 starter at that position if you did put him there. So in reality, him and Brady Christensen would almost be in the same boat, I would imagine. But here we go, another pass set too. The guy tries to beat him inside, keeps his hands on him, gets aggressive and pushes him away. So again, when they do pass the football, he does keep the quarterback clean. Okay, now he's on the near side. This is a good pass set too, Tony. Gets his hands into his chest.
Yeah, gets the little guy.
Yeah,
he's supposed to win that all day.
But that's right. But I want to see you win the matchups that you're supposed to win. He was aggressive on that play, quick to the back foot, able to lock out his hands. Hand placement is everything when you're playing in the trenches, D-line and O-line. Being able to have pass rush maneuvers, but also counters to those counters. You really have to be able to do it all.
All right. Man, I've
Just
seen some
mean,
good tape here. I've seen
yeah,
some good tape. How do we now assess him in the unfolding of the draft? Because we don't need to
yeah.
watch every snap, right? We need to now think about how Carolina's going to approach not this draft. We don't need to have a big, giant philosophical discussion because you know how I feel. I think Matt Rhule is going to be trying to save his job, right? And he's not going to save his job with the future of tomorrow in this offensive line. But this seems like a very heavy offensive lineman class. Like you look at the mock drafts, it's a lot of edge and it's a lot of is there a guy that changes the game and can Carolina get this guy at 6?
Yeah, I really do think he's available at 6. So just today, I upgraded my Draft Network account. So very, very soon here on the channel, we're going to be doing a lot more mock drafts with trades, all kinds of different things. We've got a lot of super cool draft content coming to the channel. So make sure you like and subscribe. But Tony, listen, this is going to be a weird draft for us because the Carolina Panthers don't have a second or a third round pick. It makes it interesting for us because every option is on the table. Some fans want us to trade back and see what we could get.
Easier said than done. Everybody wants to trade back, but guess what? Is that you got to have a dance partner, baby.
Oh, but I think there will be some. I really do
There ain't
think
enough good people in this draft to just target mode.
Oh, how would you know? I haven't shown them to you yet.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what this.
Well, you're right.
That's
I
what
got a
this
little
series
chuba
is
for this guy right here.
Yeah, hey man, but it's a long draft season. There's a lot of players, and listen, as someone who considers myself to be a scout, an amateur scout, but a scout nonetheless, you don't ever want to listen to preconceived narratives that someone tells you on a draft class. Because when they tell you, oh, there are no good O linemen, oh, there's no good quarterbacks, there's no good safety, that's what causes people to miss on some diamonds in the rough, really good players that can contribute to the football team. And again, look, there's another pass set right there, too. He's able to beat the defender, keeps him clean, provides a pocket for the quarterback to be able to step up into. I really like this player, Tony. I do think that it's going to be available for us at pick 6. And like I said, depending on what the Panthers value in this draft, is going to determine a lot of what we're going to want to do. If we want to stay put and potentially take a Kyle Hamilton, like KPM mentions at 6, or, even if Cara Flatus, someone who I'm going to preview, the defensive end from Purdue, who the Panthers have talked about wanted to get bigger and more aggressive on the defensive line. I'm going to be doing a player profile for all of those players. So that way, we're going to know what the Panthers are looking at, because there are some blue chip prospects, but it's all about value. Will we be able to find better value trading back and, potentially seeing what's on the board a little bit later down the road? But Tony, I really do like this player. I think he would be a fantastic.
Got a little smoke there, didn't there?
And that's why you watch the film. That's why you watch the film.
Lined up deep outside, like he bit a little too quick, two-step in.
The defensive end beats him with an outside swipe maneuver. Is able to get by him, bend
that
the
first step by him that he is early planted, I guess.
It had a good
or at least I don't
step.
know what I'm talking about, but
now
still.
Also,
got smoke there.
I'd be like, but this is where, as a coaching staff and as an evaluator, you have to imagine, okay, he isn't as adept in pass protection, so you know that you're going to have to give him time to grow into that area. You have to draft some of these players knowing that they're not finished.
Look, they still scored a touchdown.
Yeah, but you're also
the 2 bad plays he's had, they still scored touchdowns.
What you're looking for is, do you continuously see those bad reps on film? Because Tony, there was a ton of that from Greg Little. There was a ton of bad film from Greg Little that said, okay, it's not necessarily that he needs to do something more. It's that he has real deficiencies when he is asked to do that thing. And that's
All
where
right.
you're kind of having to differentiate between the kinds of players, what they're being asked to do, and what you project him to be able to do on the next level. And
Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall and fire Matt Rhule. That's what will happen if we draft this guy. We will build that wall and fire Matt Rhule. What else do we
so
need to talk about with here?
so Tony, let me ask you this: as someone who hasn't seen him or watched him, was today the first time that you've seen him play?
Yeah, well, yeah, that I've paid attention to it.
So, what are your initial thoughts just based on seeing him for the first time?
I feel like he has light feet, and I'm not a scout, you know what I'm saying? But like I see, like you said, he always keeps moving, right?
Right.
He he doesn't seem like a heavy player, like a stampeder. And what I mean by that is like I'm a kind of a like if I went running today, I'm a stampeder. It's like a coom 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 coom. You know, it's kind of he seems light on his feet when he's running forward. Right. Which
Yeah.
I mean, if he can do that going forward, I assume that he's better than most people doing that backwards. The other thing that pops off the page to me is that he's got some extra fighting. Like I like that second push he gives the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I did my job. Did what I was supposed to do, but I'm also gonna give you a little extra. Yeah.
Yep.
And
And you
that
see it
is
almost
you
every play.
guys call it dog, whatever you call it. So I like the motor. I feel like he's a big guy that looks kind of long. Like when I look at him, like Matt Rhule has
Right.
probably got a hard on for his long arms. And he keeps the feet moving. So I feel like he's a big dude that is swift of foot, and that is kind of what you need for a left tackle.
Yeah.
That's
And
my assessment, and I don't assess people. That's just my reaction.
no, hey, we value your assessment. And then one of the things I love about him is that he's always looking for extra action.
Yeah, yeah, that's
He's
like that extra the second. It's like this. As I'm gonna
he's
give you
always
one
looking
more
for someone to
smash,
block.
baby. Fuck
Yeah,
you. I
he's
got the last smash.
he's always trying to find someone to block. He moves very well on pulling. He can move up the field. He has good hand placement when he does. And yeah, he's always trying to find extra guys to do them dirty, man, and just be an animal and be aggressive. Um, and yeah, another thing that Matt Rhule is going to enjoy about him is he does have position versatility. I mean, Tony, I think you can see from how aggressive he is right off the bat. It doesn't matter if you put him at left tackle and Christensen at guard, or Christensen at tackle and
Yeah,
him at guard. That looks like
he
a winning
helps. Yeah,
combination.
he helps.
Uh,
He helps.
yeah, a winning combination between those two. So good bit of film from his name is Ikem Ekwonu. We're gonna have to get better at saying that name because I feel like a lot of people are going to be talking about this
Well,
guy
I'll
come
learn it if
draft.
we draft him. If not, I'll just be like, I wish I had learned his name.
All right. So there's our first edition of the C3 Film Room. We're going to be doing a ton more of these. And we're going to be doing the Friday Free For All tomorrow at 7 p.m. And
It's the snow free for all. It's the snow brawl.
dude, you can join the Friday Free For All at 7 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be able to I'll post the link to the StreamYard in the description. And before we get to the draft, we're going to be doing a lot more mock drafts on the Friday Free For All, man. We're building our own Panthers war room with our own scouts. I want you to come in and let me know what you think of some of these players that you have been looking at in the 2002 or 2022 NFL draft. And let's compare notes, everybody. It's going to be a fun time. Maybe we'll do our first one tomorrow and do a little mock draft and see what happens. It'll be fun.
My
Yeah,
name's
man.
Tony Dunn. It's the C3 Panthers podcast. Please check out CarolinaCatChronicles.com. I'm gonna reboot the written website. You know how many hours
Nice.
I've put into this podcast, into this website over the years. I still pay for the website. I still dabble in it. And every now and then I get the inkling to bring this sucker to life. What I want you guys to do is go to CarolinaCatChronicles.com, click on a story, click on an ad. That gives me like 3 cents. On top of that, you could even write something for CarolinaCatChronicles.com if you want to. Contact me. And what we want this to do is be a fan site. And I'm not trying to make it the biggest site. I just want it to be the coolest. And what I mean by that is like, let's just have some attitude. Let's have some attitude about what the Panthers are going to be, what we want them to be, just like we are on this podcast, folks. So subscribe to the show, smash the thumbs up button. We're on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Go there. You know what you can do for us? It's free, man. It is free. Smash the thumbs up, leave a rating, share the show, click an ad. Those things help us grow because we about to grind in this off
Yes.
season. We're gonna
Yes.
do it.
And listen, man,
Cody,
keep it
I
tuned.
love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. Keep it tuned right here, man. This is where I'm going to flex my muscles and show you that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to draft prospects and draft talent, baby. I've been calling my shots for over 2 years, and Tony and a bunch of fans of this channel can attest.
Right. He's good.
I have called my shots on a bunch of different players.
Except for that Taysom Hill joint. That shit's bunk.
Whatever. I'm going to have to do a whole standalone video about that.
No, you can leave that
one. Anyway,
Don't do
man,
it.
listen,
all right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. I'm about to pee. We got to go out, man. We got to go. It's a snow night. We about to go party. Party. Take me out of here.
Until next time, C3 Panther Nation, keep pounding.